I wanted to try and wake up at 5 a.m. for a week. I want to see if it makes me feel more productive, more energized, and if I could just get more done. The first time I had seen this challenge was back when I watched a video by Casey Neistat and a Navy SEAL where they talked about the benefits that they got from waking up at 4 a.m. Now, I'm all down for trying new things, and especially this summer before I start working as a doctor in the NHS, I'm expecting the first few mornings or the first few days to be a little bit rough, but let's just power through. Coffee is definitely one of those things which I've slowly gotten to really enjoy the taste of, but it wasn't something which I was always into. But now we're at the stage where a lot of my friends have all these different fancy machines, and it's nice to just try them out. For this morning, I'm heading into the hospital for my elective in pediatrics. For this elective, I'm doing a bunch of things, but I'm seeing a lot of deliveries, I'm seeing some newborns, and then doing some newborn checks on them as well. Anyways, I'm gonna finish this coffee, and it's time to head out. So why is there so much hype about waking up early? Well, some people like to claim that there are fewer distractions in the morning, and some people like to focus on being more disciplined, having more energy, having more time to do exercise, and just feeling happier. And to be honest, all those sound pretty good. For the next day, I wanted to get my body moving a bit, so I thought a run would be good. I used to run a lot more in high school, but now I'm just really unfit. It's one of those things which I don't expect to do every day, but hopefully every week, but we'll see. So when I was doing all my extensive research on this experiment, I think the biggest problem I saw people running into wasn't necessarily waking up at 5 a.m. or 4 a.m. It was more so getting enough sleep. It's recommended that as adults we get 7 to 9 hours of sleep. If you're setting the goal of waking up at about 5 a.m., you want to try to go to bed at 10 p.m., maybe earlier than that. But for me personally, I know that a lot of the socializing I do happens in the evening, and that's because it's when everyone's done with work. So if you're going to do something like this, you may have to think about sacrificing some of your social life. As the week went on, I did notice that waking up was getting easier and easier, but I was getting really tired in the afternoon, especially after lunch. My focus was just off, I couldn't think, and eventually I just couldn't help myself and I had to take a nap. I love napping. There are very few things I enjoy in this life that are as good as a nap. But with naps, you want to be careful that you don't drag them out too long, or else you lose all the benefits and you end up waking up feeling groggy instead. One of the key things that really helped me this week was just getting up first. By doing that, I had this sort of small win to start off my day, and I wanted to hold on to that feeling and chase the next small win I could get. So it motivated me to keep going in my day and doing the things that I needed to do or wanted to do. As the day would go on, one win would turn into another, and by the end of the day, I would feel pretty good about how the whole day went. And it is obviously difficult to drag yourself out of bed in the morning when you don't want to. It is much easier to just kind of snooze past those alarms. But I think what I've taken away from some of the videos I've seen before is that by having a bit more discipline, you are trying to give yourself a bit more freedom. This week of waking up at 5 a.m. has come to an end, and I've enjoyed some good things and some not so good things as well. It was definitely nice to wake up and watch the sunrise, and it was also nice to get some tasks out of the way before I even really start my day and head out. But the tricky thing was getting enough sleep and feeling properly rested. The sacrifice of waking up early didn't allow me to do any more work at the end of the day because I just felt tired by the time that I reached the evening, which is typically when I would have done most of my work. I do think the feeling of getting those small wins in the morning was super motivating, and I definitely want to focus on that moving forward. But, you know, waking up at 5 a.m., personally, I don't think that's for me. And that's fine, because that was the point of this whole experiment. Just because it doesn't work for me doesn't mean that it won't work for you. But anyways, as for me right now, I'm gonna go and reset all my alarms. Peace.